I preach parish missions, and I begin a mission by reflecting on the Apostles' Creed. That's a beautiful summary of the faith we believe in. We give the Apostles' Creed to those who are coming to our church during Lent, and when we do that, we usually tell them the story of Jesus meeting the Samaritan woman. It's a story from the Gospel of John. The story's read with the Creed because it reminds us of two important things. First, that God is the one who gives the gift of faith. But it also reminds us that we too, as we receive that gift, are like the Samaritan woman. We're people of our own time and our own place, and we have our own opinions, our prejudices, our experiences of life. But whoever we are, God offers us the gift of faith. The artist Rembrandt has a wonderful drawing of Jesus meeting the Samaritan woman at the well. John's Gospel says it was about noon. Jesus, tired after his journey, was sitting by the well. And I think that Rembrandt captures that tiredness of Jesus after walking hours in the hot sun. And there's the Samaritan woman, strong, unconventional person. She's come for water. She comes alone at noon, not the usual morning and evening times when women came in groups with their water jars. She doesn't hesitate either at the sight of a man sitting alone at the well. And when Jesus asks for a drink, you can hear her forceful, sarcastic response. What? You a Jew? Ask for a drink from a Samaritan woman, and you don't even have a bucket? You can hear the ancient feud between Jews and Samaritans in her words. She's a woman of her time. She has all the prejudices and firm convictions of her own people and place. And we're like her. We're people of our own time and place too. But the weary man keeps talking to her. God keeps talking to her. Jesus talks about human thirst and the living waters that God provides. He talks about the gifts of God and about their religious differences. And then he speaks to her about her own personal experiences. She's a complicated woman. You've had 5 husbands. The man you're living with now is not your husband. But she's moved by what he says and by his presence. And she goes to her town and says, "Come and see a man who told me everything I have done." You see what that story tells us. God engages us and speaks to us from our own experiences. The experiences that we have from the world we live in, and some that are very personal to us too, like the woman's 5 husbands. God patiently offers his gifts. God patiently helps us to see who we are, our place in the world, and promises we can hardly imagine. So I think the weary Christ at the well is a beautiful image of our patient, loving God. And during our mission on the Apostles' Creed, as we reflect on it, we pray that God will give us in our time and place the grace of faith.